this life, me trial were many. Some of the time them me know say be a foreigner there, you know. So we people don't sing it like all me sing it. Here in a feet. Yeah, can't be a foreign people there. Me have been Jamaica from my jersey, so we are singing the Jamaica way. And sometime me foot them get weary. Oh, and it feel like I would stumble. I know them are gonna see so. We know them are gonna say fall. But sometimes when my problem come in a fall, you know me know. And it feel like I would stumble and drop a grave. Me know myself, but the jail to answer leave me. I wish some people that just be the present and not tonight. Some people just shout out and walk up your mouth and say, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. But the jail to launch that lead me. Put up your hand and say, lead me, Jesus. It's the hand that lead me steady. You see, I want if I want for some millions. Oh, yeah. Nothing wrong with that. Put up on hand tonight and say, Jesus, give me grace. That time would make after all. Can you walk me about and sing? And after all, it's not real. Just we are on. Just we are on. 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 Holy Ghost, I love you, Jesus. Big one. In this life, we try our many. Holy. Some of the time, we never know say you're going to listen tonight, you know. I have been through persecution. Put up in our them sisters all still alive. Tell them, thank God I crossed over. Some people when most of them cross, just stand up and say, Holy cross over. Yo, let me tell you something. Jesus said when you send up the praises, the blessing of the pour down. Listen, when we leave our home, come here tonight to worship Jesus. So the master they want to sweat up and wake up, just worship Jesus. Because some people never know you're wearing to see today. Some people never know say you would be here tonight. Tell them say you're not here by chance. You are a purpose. You have been to Tribulation. Holy Ghost, I love the Jesus. You have been through persecution. I don't see a put up here and let them say, thank God I cross over. We are going to put a cross tonight. Holy cross over. Some people want to touch them to sue them, you know. They can't they want money, but we not touch them. Pipe on them and tell them, say people business are leaving. Hallelujah. Can we sing that song and go on? Come musician. Give me everything to party, everything so. People business are leaving. minister that minister tonight. They do an excellent job. And you people have to keep on the prayer. Thank you for the support. Hey! All of the people support the CD, them downstairs. All of the people, all of the singers, them have CD, and people now produce gospel music. So.
Good night to Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Once again, it is time for Talking Points. My name is Sheldon Scott, here with you until the 10 o'clock hour.
For a bit. And we have a special deal to buy the 3 album. I'm coming down.
We do have to start on Mondays alone like that. Sometimes we could start during the week, innit?
Holy mountain now. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I am giving you a warning. A new day is coming. That's how to worship Jesus. I am giving you a warning. What I am so put up there, watch it. Jesus Christ is in the air.
Yes, folks, remember to like and share the live. Yes, remember, like and share the live. They're making me feel to do a gospel show, you know. But not tonight. We've got a lot of stuff to talk about tonight, yeah? Yes, folks, if you behave good, you might get another one later on in the program tonight. But indeed, it is wonderful to be here with you, saying a special good night to all the listeners joining us via the various mediums. Those of you joining via 94.9 We Noise Radio out there in Brooklyn. Good night to you, Wade. Hope everything is going all well with you and the family, bro. All right. Yes, indeed. Kathy Albert. Good night to you, Kathy Pope. Good night to you, Amisha. Good night to you. Yeah, I know all you listening and thing, you know. Cousin Ira. Ira, I find you in contact me. All right. Now, me and you had a talk after the program, Ira. All right. Good. Yeah, Nurse McGuire, yeah, we had to do our gospel. We got to do our gospel show, you know. Yeah, I really had to do our gospel show. Seriously, we got to do that one of these nights or once a month or so. Yeah, that might be one of the changes that you're seeing in 2024 that we're going to have. Bring back, we used to do it before, have one day that's dedicated to gospel. And so the only problem with that is that due to the copyright on most of the tunes and so, yeah, we could get flagged and the page could end up getting closed down. But we're going to find a way around that. All right? Nice. The phone lines are open. 440-7377. 440-7377. The phone lines are open. We are willing to take your calls. 347-329-3101. Let me just give one or two things tomorrow. And I'm not sure that I have sent condolences before on the program to one of these people, and I know for sure I haven't sent it to the other one. First of all, let me send the condolences of the Talking Points family to the family of Mr. Francis Mahon. Yeah? Mr. Francis Mahon, M&M Hardware. Yes, let me send condolences. He passed to the great beyond yesterday. A wonderful gentleman. Anybody that knew him knew how wonderful a person he was, and we know that he will be missed, and his memory will be there for all those who loved him, all those who respected him, all those who worked along with him. So he died yesterday, and we want to send our official condolences to his family, friends, the workers at M&M, the entire family. It's more like a family, not just working there. It's like a family, yeah? So we want to send our condolences to his family, his friends, his co-workers, everyone. All right. And also tomorrow will be the funeral of DJ Chemist. And you may wonder, why am I saying that on this program? Well, you may not know DJ Chemist was the DJ at all those rallies you had in 2013. Yes, each and every one of those rallies, DJ Chemist was the DJ. All the rallies in 2018, DJ Chemist was the DJ. Yeah. The rallies as well that you saw in 2022, again, DJ Chemist was the DJ. You understand? So it's somebody that we worked along with. I myself worked along with during those rallies and so on. Even sometimes some of the tunes that I got and I play on air here and so on, is Chemist a message and I say, I'm looking for this. Him and another person shall remain nameless for the time being. But I would message Chemist and say, hey, I'm looking for that tune. You know, knowing that he has a big repository of music and so on. His funeral will be taking place tomorrow in St. Andrew. I'll get more information before the program is over for those of you that may want to attend. But he's usually the person that was the DJ for us when you had the various activities. Yeah, he was usually the DJ and so on that was around. DJ Chemist, may his soul and the soul of Mr. Francis Mahon rest in peace. Huh? Nice. Folks, don't forget tomorrow. Yeah, you have Simon Says tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thursday already. You know that. Watch that month flying fast already. We done down to the 8th of the month already. You know. Then we have the St. Patrick West women. They have their barbecue coming up. I have to try and remember the date. Yeah, the exact date.
I know my heart, I pray, try me, your Savior, no. See if there be.
Hey, happy birthday to you, Brenda Batiste. Yeah, happy birthday to you, my girl.
Cleanse me from every sin and set me if you are a leader and you lead because of power, if you take away from the poor man and you leave them just to suffer, oh, if your life not in line with the will of God, you must burn the searchlight in one. If you want to make it,
Before I get in trouble,
my friend, liberate and serve.
Good night to you, Zayla. Bedtime. Good night to you, Zoe. Good night to you, Exalia.
A leader
Good night to you, Deshaun.
and you lead because of power.
Renella and Renell, yes, good night. Yeah, bedtime, everybody.
And you leave them just to suffer. Oh, if your life not in line with the will of God, you must earn the searchlight in one. If you want to make it into heaven, my friend, liberate and serve the Lord. Oh, if you are a leader and you lead because of power, if you take away from the poor man and leave them just to suffer,
So someone was asking me how long has the NDC been in office, yeah?
God,
1 year, 4 months and 15 days, yeah?
light in one.
Yes, I'm keeping tabs. 1 year, 4 months and 15 days.
Friend, liberate,
That gone already. So they don't have 5 years, yeah?
search me up
They've got under 4.
and know my heart. Yes, try me, Savior. Know my thoughts, I pray. See if there be some wicked ways in me. Oh, cleanse me from every sin and
Hello, good night.
Hello, good night.
Good night, my dear.
Good night. Did you hear what Mr. Forrester said today about the money that is the 150? And I don't understand what Mr. Forrester said. I don't know, so asking if you heard.
Quite frankly, I neglected to listen to Mr. Forrester. I didn't think he was that important for me to pay attention to him today. I know there was a special health press conference. That was 3 hours long. I took the time to listen to that. I didn't see Mr. Forrester as important in the scheme of things to spend the time to listen to him. As far as I'm concerned, he's a political nobody. I'm saying it as it is. So I didn't waste the time to listen to him. People in the NDC don't trust him. People generally don't trust him. So, I mean, I'll go back and listen tonight and see what he said, but I didn't pay attention to him, honestly. Hello? Oh, she's gone. Yeah, honestly, I did not. I just, I didn't. Yeah, because I listened to the Ministry of Health press conference because they said they were having a press conference today where they would be speaking about the achievements of the Ministry of Health over the last year and 4 months and 15 days. So, yeah, because that's how long they've been in office as of tonight, yeah? 1 year, 4 months and 15 days. So they are supposed to be speaking about the achievements of the Ministry of Health. But then when I was listening, I was there and I was listening. I was listening and I was listening. And I'm still waiting to hear the achievements of the NDC. Because it started with P.S. Jeremiah, P.S. Naomi Jeremiah. And let me make it clear from the outset. I am not attacking any of the department heads or the PSs, any of them. I'm not attacking them. Yeah, in the same way that they gave the Governor General something and told the Governor General, hey, you have to go out and read this thing and talk about you can't find documents. All you realize that they can't find documents, talk disappear now. Yeah, it's disappeared. So in the same way that they gave the Governor General this thing and the PSs and so working with them. So they have to go out and basically say what they asked them to go out there and say. They have an option, you know. They could resign and stay home. They have their family to take care of. Or they could go there and say what they say, tongue in cheek. Yeah? So I listened to the presentation, and again, let me make it clear, it's not an attack on Mrs. Naomi Jeremiah. I listened to what she said, and I'm still waiting to hear one thing that she said that was an achievement of Jonathan Lacrette as a minister. One thing. She spoke of, and I'm sorry I don't have the clips tonight because it was 3 hours long. I had to listen to this thing and I had to listen to it after the fact. So, and when I tried to make clips, there was a little issue. So, as I said, I've been having equipment issues, but I'll sort it out by tomorrow. I listened when she was speaking, and she spoke of an achievement as being moving into the newly built section of the hospital, moving into the accident and emergency there. That is not an achievement of the NDC. As you all will very well remember, when it comes to NDC and that building, they don't have a good record at all. Because when it came to moving into that facility, remember what they left. When the New National Party lost the 2008 general election, there was a project there. They left the steel structure up in the air. For the 4.5 years that they spent in office, they left the structure there to rust in the Caribbean sea blast. They left it there to rust in the sun and in the sea blast and the rain. And every now and again, one of their supporters down in town would point up to it and say, look where Keith Mitchell and Bowen leave for all you. They didn't do anything to have that constructed because they were speaking about doing a hospital facility in St. Andrew. Yeah, so they did not at any point in time attempt to complete that project. The Tillman Thomas NDC administration did nothing in relation to that facility. It took when the New National Party came back in 2013 to restart the project, to get the funding, to get the contractors and to get that project built. So it was completed. It was built and it was completed. Let me repeat, it was completed under the New National Party. It was occupied by various sections of the Ministry of Health, the people working at the hospital. They were occupying that before, let me repeat, before the elections last year, before the 23rd of June. The preparations to move the accident and emergency was not an idea of Jonathan Lacrette. It was not an idea of the NDC. It was not an idea of them. In fact, remember, they're speaking of doing another facility right now. So they're not au fait with having that facility in the first place as well. The same facility right now that I hear they have problem with the AC unit and all sort of thing in the new section. So they're boasting that they put the accident and emergency over there. Of course you put the accident and emergency over there. That's where the NNP built it to go. Yeah? That they have operating theaters and they're working on trauma center and all this kind of thing. Yes, all of that predated the 23rd of June. So all of that was organized and the rollout, the continued rollout, because you already had people in fact, I did my COVID test up there. I had to travel in 2021 and I did my COVID test in that facility. So to come and claim now, like this is an achievement of the NDC, is scraping the bottom of the barrel. And when I say scraping, they ain't scraping from inside, you know. They so low they're scraping the bottom of the barrel from outside. Yeah? They're so low that they have to drill up to try and get oil, not down. That is how low it is. So they can't claim that as an achievement. Seriously, if you're coming and say it's an achievement of the Ministry of Health, I'll be okay with that. If you come and try to claim that as an achievement of Jonathan Lacrette and the NDC administration, I'm telling you a line. Straight up. I'm telling you, you're talking nonsense. Right? So when it comes to that facility, the blood testing and all the thing they're talking about that's taking place over there, and the high in praise of, remember, it was the same NDC didn't want that bill. You see, they are banking on something, eh? They are banking on the young voters. The young people in your house right now who don't know what I'm talking about between 2008 and 2013. They are banking on them. They are banking on their ignorance of what took place before. So they're trying to give the impression now that as soon as they came in, this was a massive achievement at the NDC. they were able. That is not an achievement of the NDC. It's an achievement of the ministry. Remember, I often tell you all, things may happen in spite of and not because of people. We have a call online. Okay, we lost that one. Yeah, things happen in spite of and not because of certain people. So you have a clear situation here where it is a case of in spite of and not because of. Yeah? In spite of Jonathan Lacrette, in spite of the NDC, all that you heard Miss Naomi Jeremiah mention today, every one of it would have happened in that facility. In fact, the only thing that I'm giving him that he came up with as an initiative is the stress break, Wednesdays or Thursdays or some kind of thing. You gotta say workers have so much stress, they need a time to take some stress break, but they can't take it now because the ministerial complex, they have a problem with the air conditioning, and so staff basically going home at 12 o'clock from different sections. And so in case you didn't know, no, you can't stay inside there. Once the sun goes over to the west, once the sun goes over on that side, it starts to heat up the building. So many ministries you may be calling, trying to get through in the evening time, and most of the folks have gone home because they can't work there in those conditions. So they're under stress. So they need a stress break. So he brought that in. He had this thing about taking a stress break or whatever. Nice, good. I've given him that. That is an achievement, but that is a last year achievement, not this year achievement. Right? Also, I'll give him the walking thing where they go about different places and walk and so. I've given him that. Right? There's a health walk kind of thing. We're giving him that. Those two. But here, everything else they're talking about, I see them trying to talk about the scanner and so on. You and I know that the scanner was installed. You and I know that the scanner was donated to Grenada. That Grenada now has one of the best, in fact, the best scanner in the Southern Caribbean. And that predated, again, the NDC. Yes, they go and they have ceremony and they launch it and so. But this thing was installed before they came in office. It was already there and being tested and so before they came in office. So this is not an achievement of the NDC. So when I hear them speaking about that, and call back here because somebody was calling a while ago and I missed the call. When they're speaking about this as some achievement of the National Democratic Congress, I'm wondering, and when I hear, and let me say to my good friends who are members of staff within the Ministry of Health, you can't go on to, unless you're telling us something specific and saying when we came into office on the 23rd. I can hear that from Mr. Jonathan Lacrette. I can hear that from the other lackeys, hangers-on, and brown-nosers that they have brought in, lap and cut, in different ministries. But for those of you who have been working in the system for many years, careful with your language. This thing about when we came in. No, it's not when we came in. No, you're a public servant. So just remember that. First warning. Next time we will go deeper into it. Nice? Good. 440-7377 and 347-329-3101. So I was listening and I was wondering, well, wait, so you hear them talking again. Theory and not practical. This is the theory. We want to get there. But if you listen to budget speech 2019, you'd realize a lot of the things that they were touting as achievements or the direction that they're going now were mentioned in 2019, but we know what happened in 2020. So there was a particular direction that the Ministry of Health was going, coming to the end of 2019. You heard the budget speech, you heard they want to do this, they want to do that. These are the different things that they want to achieve. What happened at the end of 2019? The focus of the world got onto COVID-19. And with the COVID-19 focus, a lot of the other projects that the ministry was doing, remember, you had various people in the ministries taking phone calls and all different things. You had different systems set up within that ministry because that ministry became the main focal point of everything in Grenada. Everything focused on the Ministry of Health. So the other areas and COVID and combating and protecting against COVID and mitigating when COVID does arrive and all these things, that focus took place through the Ministry of Health. So a lot of the things that you heard spoken about in 2018 and 2019 to operationalize in 2020 and 2021 and going forward did not happen simply because the focus of the ministry had to shift and focus specifically on the issue of COVID-19. And due to that, you're now hearing them coming with these things as though there's something new and fresh. Go back, listen to the budget presentation in relation to health in 2019. Yeah, listen to the budget presentation and you will see what you're hearing. Listen to other budget presentations prior to 2022 and you will hear a lot of the things that you hear them speaking about now. They're speaking about dialysis treatment. Remember, there was already the testing phase together with one of the pharmaceutical companies there was a basic type of dialysis that they were doing and they were making preparations to have dialysis treatment taking place there. That is not an endeavor of an NDC government. The Ministry of Health, yes, but not the NDC. It is happening in spite of and not because of. And for them to try to give the impression that it is happening because of them is a fallacy. It is wrong. It's basically a lie. Yeah, I heard them speaking about cancer treatment. And so remember how they sent back the cancer doctor back in 2008? But I hear them speaking about cancer treatment and all of these things. All of these are rollout of things that existed before, happening in spite of and not because of. Which again leads me to believe what I was saying last night may have some serious element to it. Where it seems to me as though somebody was trying to save the work. It seems to me like somebody was told, hey, the likelihood is, or were told directly that they're going to move them from a ministry, and they were trying to save the job by coming and say, well, look how wonderful job are doing. Yeah? I was looking forward to hearing from the pharmaceutical people. I know all of you listening tonight, I was very interested in hearing what the pharmaceutical people had to say in relation to the issue with pharmaceuticals and so. And the person in charge of the department itself, the stores and so, keeping the stores and so, they made no mention of shortage or if it have or if it do have. They didn't make any mention. And I can understand why. It's a new position. It's a new person. You can understand that. And again, I said, I'm not attacking any of them. They have a job to do. They were dragged out from the job they're supposed to be doing and told to come on a press conference, in my mind, to try and save somebody's job, the minister own. That is as far as I seen it, right? I could be wrong, but that is how I seen it. That he had told that, hey, you're shifting out. It's out of the ministry as else you're going. And he may have decided that he wanted to say it, so he come in and try and make himself look good. Right. But then I heard the chief pharmacist speaking, and they made reference to the fact that there have been shortages and so, and then giving excuses as to why there are shortages. But mind you, we heard these excuses before from Senator Lacrette. Because before it was from the others in his cabinet was that NNP didn't pay in, which turned out to be false. And we proved that. It turned out to be false. It was a total lie that the NNP wasn't paying. In fact, the government of Grenada, the Ministry of Health under the new National Party, had the best record for payments. The best record when it came to payments under the OECS Pharmaceutical Fund. Out of all the other countries, Grenada has the best record in payments. So they came with that. Then they said, oh, they met bills inside there. Of course you will meet bills inside there. You got in at the middle of 2022. And obviously the bills from 2023, they would just be coming in. So you have those bills that would be coming in there that you would have to pay. And then the bills for 2022. You spend the most time in for 2022. You wanted the NNP pay when you were in office. But they were complaining about that. Then the talk changed to the other islands are not paying that Grenada pay, but the other islands have not paid so that you cannot do the entire thing. You can't go and do the collection. They can't go and do the purchase because only Grenada pay and the other islands ain't pay. Which is true. That is what happened. But before, they were trying to blame the new National Party for all of that. And they were trying to say that it was the NNP that didn't pay. Yeah, so you heard the chief pharmacist repeating today that there's a situation that some of the other countries did not pay. But we are saying that all they're giving are excuses. Meanwhile, when people go to the different health facilities, they are facing the reality, not the theory. Not the theory that we pay there and we get thing and we have thing, and not the theory. They are facing the reality, the practical reality, that when they go, they do not have the medication. And in many instances, these people are people who are on programs like SEED and so on, who have been removed, or who have had that 150 taken from them at a point in time when medication prices are going up. It's not available from the government, so you have to find the money to pay those things and survive. Yeah? So when they give the impression that they're doing so much and they're doing wonderful and all of that, we have to wonder exactly what is going through the head. What is going through their head? Folks, 4407377. You know what? There was also another announcement today during that press conference, and I know many people, not many people would sit and watch something for 3 hours, but I had to sit down, lie down, walk around, all kind of thing to listen to the entire thing. But there was an announcement made today that under the Allied Healthcare, that they have now extended the time for certification and license to April 2024, because they finally realized that what I was doing was stupidness now. So they finally realized that what they were doing was stupidness. In fact, let's hear a bit of what they say, and then we'll come back to the phone lines and so, yeah.
So you can visit, you can call, you can email to address all your registration and license concerns, questions, and complaints. We are also looking forward to see that we have our website in action and a web portal that can facilitate electronic transactions before the end of this year. We remind you that registration and license remain an ongoing process, and so we encourage all persons in this category to comply as necessary. As we look to 2024, we have two major plans, and I will have to bring you up to speed a little bit. The Council remains committed to the modernization of healthcare systems and the improvement in the quality of care throughout Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique. And we do have quite a vast group of professionals to govern, and as such, we must constantly keep our eyes on the ground. We have been paying particular attention to the beauty and wellness industry in recent times, and we have identified one major challenge for this grouping. Now, we must understand, by virtue of the way that training was delivered and facilitated years ago, most of the persons in this industry would not have attained an accredited certification or qualification. We do see this industry as an integral part of the healthcare system because of the adverse health implications that can occur. Hence the reason their inclusion in this regulation at this time. However, we have recognized that the lack of certification has hindered the ability to comply. As a result, the Ministry of Health's focus in 2024 is to bridge that gap. And so, in collaboration with the National Training Agency, a plan was developed to assist persons to attain the necessary skills and certification. This will be done by making available scholarships for those persons who are already in the industry for several years. This will be rolled out in 3 phases. Phase 1, the Ministry of Health and the National Training Agency will be conducting a labor market needs assessment for the industry, and this is expected to be rolled out as early as next week. The purpose of this assessment is to ascertain the current training needs of persons, to facilitate industry-appropriate training among the various groupings. We therefore humbly request the fullest cooperation and participation of persons in the industry as we strive to build a more cohesive, skilled fraternity, and at the same time, create impact, positive impact on the value-added component on the society. Phase 2, we expect to see this happen during the first quarter of 2024, where again the Ministry of Health and the National Training Agency will commence training for those persons, and as we said, those persons who do not have accredited certification. Please note that once persons would like to continue to provide their services in the industry, training will be mandatory. Persons with accredited certification will be welcome, but it's not mandatory. Phase 3, at this point, training will come to an end and an assessment of participants will be conducted by the National Training Agency. Worthy to note at present, due to the challenge mentioned previously with certification, a great number of persons in the beauty and wellness industry are not able to take advantage of the current registration license amnesty in effect. This period is due to expire on November 30th, 2023. Certification is one of the major requirements to qualify for fulfillment of this process. So with all this being said, it will only be fair to extend the registration license amnesty period. And this will allow persons in the beauty and wellness industry to attain the appropriate certification qualifications to fulfill the requirement for registration and license. This extension also stands to benefit all other allied health professionals who have not yet taken the necessary steps to become compliant. Therefore, registration and license amnesty will be extended until April 30th, 2024. I repeat, the registration license amnesty will be extended until April 30th, 2024. We see this venture as a defining moment.
Yes, folks, I just wanted you to hear the part there in relation to allied healthcare. That's Dr. Fort, yes, speaking there, of the allied healthcare. Now, what she's saying, in other words, is that basically they didn't think through what they were doing when they tried to institute that particular SR&O. You know, we have another SR&O they ain't think through this week. So, remember, people within allied healthcare and the beauty industry, people such as barbers, hairdressers, nail technicians, masseuse, those people who are doing braiding, all of those categories of people, they are now supposed to provide their certification. In other words, they have to provide a certificate, and they have to provide a certificate from a recognized institution. So they can't just bring a certificate and say, that's my certificate. It has to be recognized by the National Training Agency. That's the first part. Then they have to provide different things, a dossier of all that they've been doing. They have to get recommendations from people who they have done work for and so on before. All of that. They have to pay their fees and different things to be able to be certified and licensed, right? Remember, initially, this thing was supposed to take place for the first, it was supposed about June, July, somewhere there. It was supposed to be enacted as of then. Then when we made noise here and other places, the Honorable Emmeline Pear came out and she spoke about it, yeah, in Parliament and outside. They extended the time down to November 30th. Now it's being extended to April 30th. But the same problem exists. So they're saying now they're going to provide scholarships to these people. So in other words, if you have your certificate already, you've done your training, you know, many people who have done hairdressing and so on here, they've gone to Barbados and done a course. They spent a few months over there and they've done a course. Even though they were doing the hair over here or the nails over here or whatever, they were doing it here. They went to Barbados or they went to Trinidad. Some have done it in the US. Some have done it in the UK. Some have done it in Canada. Some have done it in even other places. But they have their certificates and so, right? So their certificates in many instances are not being recognized by the NTA. So the NTA is now saying, together with Allied Healthcare, here's what. The people that we tell to bring the certificate they bring in, we are recognizing that. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some funds and we're going to send these people to retrain so they could be recertified. And when they get recertified, then we go accept the certificate which we're going to pay to send them to go and get. You understand the kind of nonsense that's going on? Yeah? You understand? Because it is ill-conceived. They did not think through this. Again, you have ministers that seem to just be signing, and if somebody brings something in front of them, they just sign it. They're not looking through. They're not thinking about what are the complications that may be attached to something like that. They're not looking at it and saying, well, look, I wonder if this can really work. I wonder how this is going to affect anybody. But you see, it goes back to what we were speaking about last night and before. It is all a way of increasing the tax base. Because remember, when they were giving the cess grants and so, right, a lot of the barbers, a lot of the hairdressers and other people, the same people who fall under the Allied Healthcare right now, they went in with the documentation and they were looking for grants under the cess and so on and different things. So they had their information. So now what they're doing is broaden the tax base by bringing in these people. Because in effect, what these people are going to be paying is a tax. And then outside of the fees, the licensing and certification fees that they're going to have to pay, remember, these people's information is now in the hands of the Inland Revenue Department. It's now in their hands. So these people are going to have to pay taxes, well, according to their income, are going to have to pay taxes on a yearly basis. Yeah? So they're expanding the tax base. So if before you probably had one or two hairdressers that were paying income tax or something like that, now you might find all of them end up having to pay income tax once they cross the threshold. You may find all of them having to go and pay the income tax. You may find they having to pay the various fees and so on to Inland Revenue Department for operating their business. As I told you, there's one individual that came to me there. They showed me the documentation. They wrote to them telling them come in and pay. And they had to say to them, listen, I went and registered that business in order to get the cess grant. The business could have operated and so, but I was refused. I was refused, and believe me, it's a person that's capable and needed it. And they were refused. All kind of other people get through. You hear all kind of stories. Other people get through. But that individual did not get through. Yet still, in the mail, comes this note, come in and pay your taxes. So they are broadening the tax base. Everybody who isn't paying some sort of tax, and we all pay taxes, we pay different types of taxes, but all those who they find they could grab now and bring into the net to increase the amount of money that's available to them through taxation. Yeah? So don't be surprised if you see other things taking place that will do the same thing. Good night to you, Kaya. Yeah, don't be surprised if you see other things taking place to do that, as we said. The regularization that you hear being spoken about in relation to the land. that people who are squatting in certain places, I would have thought that the way they would have gone about that was that you'd have dealt with the issue of a land use policy first before you decide that you're going to let people, even if they've been staying there for 10 years, they and I know that a person could live on state land for 20 years, 30 years. It is Crown lands. When the state is ready to take that land, they can't use the this act that's there that everybody's using now to take land. If you stayed on it a certain amount of time. No, it does not apply to state land. So the state does not have to give a person a piece of property even if they've been on it for 20, 30 years. I am in no way saying that the state should not give people. But I'm saying that they were speaking, it's not lining up. There isn't synthesis with what they're saying. Because if you're saying that you're going to do a land use policy, which means that certain areas will be for agriculture, certain areas will be for housing, certain areas you may allow an entertainment facility in a particular area, you may allow business or a factory, something that's noisy in another area, because you don't want to have a factory here that's making a lot of noise right next to a home for the elderly. You don't want that sort of thing. So they're saying, yes, you're going to do a land use policy. Various governments have spoken about it and done parts to it. So maybe you're going to complete it, all well and good. But if you're just going to give people the property now without that land use policy in hand first, then what's the use of the land use policy? What's the use of it? Why spend to do a land use policy that you're not really going to utilize in the proper manner? But again, as we said, it's increase the tax base by any means necessary. So, if you can get 4,000, if you can get 6,000 people who are now squatters to own the property that they're on, yeah, and leave the trouble for our next government, because you know you're spending one term, leave the trouble for our next government now to have to find alternative arrangements for them. Because if you're going to do a development in a particular area, you will have to relocate those people. You can't just break the house, as certain NDC do before. You can't just break the house and throw the people out in the wilderness. Not even in the street, you know, some of them, they're throwing them in the bush. So you can't do that. Yeah, as people with a heart, you would have to relocate these people to somewhere else. So you build somewhere else and you relocate them. Right? But instead of doing that, they're just interested right now in increasing the tax base. More money coming into the coffers because you have more people are paying. If you have 4,000, you have 5,000, you have 6,000, 10,000 squatters in Grenada, and you regularize the vast majority of them, and these people now have the documents in their hand, they have to pay their land tax. If you have 500 or 600 hairdressers in Grenada that are not paying any sort of taxes right now, not paying any sort of licensing fees, you hold them now with the allied health care. So all the barbers all over, all the hairdressers, could be a couple hundred, could be 1,000 or more, all of them now have to pay their license fee and have to pay their taxes and that sort of thing. So you capture all of them. Yeah? But just come out and say, is that you all doing? Stop trying to make it look like some kind of amazing thing and it's okay about people. Just say what it is. It's a money grab. Yeah? And folks, the phone lines are open. 440-7377. That's 440-7377. And I'm still waiting. I listened for 3 hours. And outside of the stress relief thing that they're having and the walk that it does have everywhere, I'm still waiting to hear an initiative of this NDC administration. This NDC administration when it comes to healthcare. Because everything else I hear there, I heard it before. Yeah? I know a lot of those things were in train already. So imagine trying to use the new facility as an achievement of the National Democratic Congress. I mean, something definitely had to be wrong there. Yeah? Something definitely had to be wrong there for them to try to use that facility. And what is taking place at that facility, by the way, I hope I'll fix the AC here. What is taking place at the new facility as some sort of an achievement of the NDC administration. As I say, all you have to drill up to get oil. That is how low all you're going on that particular one. 440-7377. That's the number. Give us a call.
You are a leader and you lead the poor man and leave them just to suffer. Oh, if your life not in line with the will of God, you must earn the search.
Let me say a special good night to Miss Aisha Kalis Oliver. Yes, the wife of my good friend Nimrod Oliver. Happy birthday to you. This is coming from the Talking Points family. Hey, Jacket Man, good night, bro. Brenda, good night to you. Sky, Derek, Sack, let me see. Oswald. Yeah, good night to all of you.
If your life not in line with the will of God, you better turn the searchlight inward. And if you want to make it into heaven, my friend, live right and serve the Lord. Search me, oh God.
All of these people under the live, well, they're just not behaving tonight. No, but seriously, I listened. I took the time, folks, and I listened for 3 hours trying to hear exactly what achievement are they speaking about. You have a situation. You've mentioned, for instance, that the St. George Health Center will be closed for a few days and asking people to use alternative for that period of time. That is understandable. Don't get me wrong. It's understandable. It's understandable in the context that you'd want to do improvements every now and again. You'd want to do maintenance every now and again. And as such, you may have to shut down a facility for a period of time to have that done. Understood? Yeah? But what do the people of Laborie who don't have a facility to go to, what do they do? And mind you, 3 hours, 13 minutes and 45 seconds. That's how long that press interaction, well, not even press interaction. That's how long that interaction, well, not even interaction. It was more they just talked to you. They didn't interact because they didn't take any questions. Yeah? So they came, they spoke about all sorts of things. Yeah? They spoke about all sorts of things. They did mention that, yes, there continues to be dengue, but the numbers have gone down significantly. They did not speak about chicken pox, and I've been hearing about chicken pox. They didn't say anything about it, right? They've spoken about the number one causes of death in Grenada, things like diabetes and heart attack and that sort of thing. Some of the bigger causes of death in Grenada, right? They mentioned quite a few things, but they didn't take any questions, so no one was able to seek clarity on anything that they said. The minister for himself just basically started off by saying, these people go in and talk, and then ended by saying, thank these people for talking, you know. He didn't go into any depth or anything like that, which is why I feel is an attempt to try and save him as Minister of Health. That is what I find, but I could be wrong. We've got a call online. Good night.
Shalom, good night.
Good night, Camille.
And good night to the Grenadian people home and abroad. Patricia, my good friend, and your husband Matthew Campbell, good night in Canada. Also to Mr. Watts and his lovely wife, Zingo, and Miss Tewida in Canada. Also to Ian, that always listen. Shalom, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, Mr. Scott. Don't underestimate my intelligence and the Grenadian people. First of all, a lot of NDC supporters and NNP and Gary Wright that living in Grenada, that living here, they know what the NNP government did in this country. They know NDC supporters, as much as they don't like the NNP, they know definitely, Mr. Scott, that the NNP that built that new hospital, that arm in the hospital, where they had the iron steel, they know that. So it even says the Prime Minister right now, or the ministers in government tell them, saying, want to take the credit. The people know in their heart and soul they did not build that place. They know they didn't build that hospital. When they finished building that hospital, they that new place they know. I remember, may his soul rest in peace, Dr. Winston Thomas. They said they were renamed Dr. Winston Thomas, because of his service over the years. Excuse me. Don't underestimate the Grenadian intelligent people here. I know that a lot of things, places, buildings, jobs, Grenadian young people that get scholarship that go in different places in the world under the NMP. NBC, they're doing their thing now. They're taking the credit. But we know we did in this country. Even if they're taking the credit for the hospital now and the roads, Monkuma Road, and where we know that NBC supporters, their own supporters know. Then start to do nothing. And I'll vex with you. You know why?
Cammy, you go
always giving them advice.
Cammy, you
don't give them no advice.
Cammy, I'm doing a program to educate people in relation to issue. If part of it is saying how it should be instead of how it is, you go have to vex with me every night. I'm telling you straight. You go have to vex with me.
I ain't tell you don't say what you have to say. But here again, I listened last night, Mr. Scott.
Mm-hmm.
I listened. You play a clip with Mr. Cornwall. And I can't remember what he said. He was sorry for nobody. The exact word he used.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have a message for you, Mr. Cornwall. Listen, Mr. Cornwall. Pray that you don't get past straight cancer, eh?
Oh,
pray that you can. Pray, sir. Because I want to know if you don't have family, if you don't have children, you don't have wife. But the word you use, I can't remember the exact word.
I'll play it for you in a bit.
Mr. Cornwall, you have to be careful what you say. You have to be careful. The same people that vote for you, they go vote you out. And you might meet somebody along the way.
But can we know you giving he advice?
You understand? You might meet somebody along the way.
But you giving him advice? No. So who giving advice?
I didn't like what a man said. It even said you don't like NNT people and you're doing a job. Hey, I'll give you advice now.
You see? You see? You're giving me talking. You're giving me talking.
Mr. Scott, something wrong with that man. Because I want Mr. Cornwall. Mr. Cornwall, my name is Camille DJ Scott. You hear? And I'll be selling burger and pig and coconut on the terminal. You hear? Mr. Cornwall, there is somebody that is more power than you. Mighty God, that has wake you up. You don't must wake up in the morning, no? Papa got to put you to sleep for a long time. You have to be careful what you're saying, sir. The same Grenadian people that vote for you, they go vote you out. When they hear you saying that, this time you're doing your job. You have your job to do, but be careful with some of the words. Because I will come back and hunt you, sir. You come back and hunt you. And I don't care what none of you all do to me. I don't know it already. I don't care. I want to speak out. I don't care what you and none of your ministers do. Nothing what you do to me. Or you can do nothing to me. I believe in my God. I don't understand.
Cammy.
This is Grenada.
Cammy.
And these are the people you... So when they call the next election, you go to want people to beg them to vote for you? Or you have on your belly? Grenadians waiting, sir. Because they're speaking, they're waiting for you. Jack Gill and be there for you. Jack Gill. They're waiting for you. Be very careful. You have to start. You have to have sympathy for people, sir. You remember how your parents style.
You see, you're getting more advice again. You're giving more advice again, or no?
They style to send you to school. Some relatives help your parents. When you get a little education, you get a little job. We the Grenadian people give you a job. You tell the people you don't care. You have to stop that. You have to go and beg that pardon because I'm sorry what happened to you. I don't spoil already, I can't spoil again. Good night to Grenada. All over the world who listening. Have a good night. And a holy birthday greetings to Dr. Claudius Mitchell.
Of course.
All the greetings to you, sir. May God bless you. You did your job. You did your job in Grenada, sir. This time they don't afraid you. I know they afraid you, Dr. Mitchell. I know. All what they're saying, they afraid you. They afraid Claudius Mitchell. Good night.
All right. 4407377. Can we give him a lot of advice? 4407377. But no, sometimes you have to offer the alternative view in relation to something, especially to point out that it's nonsense. Instead of just saying that it's nonsense, I believe that you have to show what people with sense would do in many situations. I mean, I wouldn't tell them what to do with certain other things, but you have to point it out. Yeah, you have to point it out. For instance, let me see something here. I was seeing this a bit earlier. Someone had sent this one to me. Yeah, and I had to ask a question. Since somebody asked about Terry earlier, since when we have NDC Ambassador for Diaspora Affairs? I thought we had Ambassador for Diaspora Affairs. I didn't realize that we now have NDC Ambassadors for Diaspora Affairs and that sort of thing. Weird things happening in this place. But anyway, we've got a call online. Good night.
Good night, good night.
Good night.
Children, I spent all my years in River Road, and I could remember when Uncle Gary was, he gave most of the people, when he was giving out the land for the landless, most of the people in River Road get a land for the landless. I don't know if they have documents of that, but I know most of the people all on top of the hill and thing.
Yeah.
He give them land for the landless. All in some land for the landless. So I don't know what situation, if they find out about that, about what they're doing, but I don't know if the people have documents, but I remember Uncle Gary gave us a lot, because we did the measurement and things for it. Even when we built a step going up Sanssouci, all Uncle Gary project.
No,
That's all I know about it.
Yeah, because I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I would like the people to have the documents for their land, that it's surveyed. You know, this is mine, that is yours. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if they have the document, but in Venezuela, the most, why you see Caracas so populated. In Venezuela, government don't give people land, you know, they just go and take a spot. It's government, once it's government property, they just build, and you see, they build in this big house, like I build below, you build on top, and one family. Now I see all them big buildings in Venezuela. I spent some time in Venezuela, and I know that. You know, and the building all by way the gas line and them, the people put in house all about it. You know, but this is a different country, so that's how it goes. Anyhow, have a good night. Take care.
All right. Thank you so very much, caller. 4407377. That's 4407377. That's the number for you to call. And what's the matter with you all under these lives tonight? 4407377. That's the number for you to call and get on to the inside. And folks, remember to like and share the live. Like and share the live. All right. Make sure you like and share the live. And for those of you on YouTube, remember to like the live and to subscribe. Yeah, you've got to subscribe. Yeah, hit the like button and subscribe. Yeah, we're just saying up, up, up. Yeah, gas price up, up, up. Cost of living up, up, up. Yeah, all of that. Every minute the Prime Minister in a plane up, up, up. Yeah, and all the ministers. Yeah, that's the up, up, up they keep talking about. 4407377. That's the number for you to call and get on the inside. And in no way are we saying, listen, it will benefit a lot of people if they do get property. But I could, for instance, in my mind, I won't say exactly where, but there are areas that I'm seeing squatting in the south that I believe it will be a problem in the future if that is regularized. By the same token, you can't send in a goon squad, break down the people place and just put them out. There has to be an alternative plan of where you're going to relocate these people to. And it should not be a case of you're just trying to expand your tax base, or you're just trying to get political mileage, so you go and you regularize people. There should be some common sense behind the entire thing. That's just my humble view in relation to it. We've got a call online. Good night. Hello, good night.
Good night. Mrs. Scott, you hearing me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you now. Yes, you go right ahead. You're live.
Carrot Spice. I've been taking in your program for a while, And I do not have anything to share about issues being discussed on the program. But I want you to know, I want to really commend you for hosting such an informative program and
Thank
keeping the
you.
people of Grenada informed. I'm out here in Texas, and I look forward to your program almost every night. Sometimes I'm busy.
Oh,
And I
thank you.
truly, truly enjoy the program and wish you nothing but tremendous growth. And that's all I have to say.
All right. Thank you so very much, my dear. And don't be a stranger. Call again.
I'm
All
not a
right.
stranger. I will call again. I will
Okay.
call again.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you
All
so
right,
very
have a good night.
much. All right. Yes, indeed. That's one of our listeners out there in Texas. Yes. And it is our responsibility to keep people informed with what is going on, because I am absolutely sure that the hairdressers, in fact, even the media, I doubt the media listen to that outside our shawl industry. But with the rest of the media, I am sure that they did not listen to say, well, okay, oh, the allied healthcare thing changed now, and so on, because many of them didn't touch the story in the first place. To now know that it is April 30th, but you could get scholarships and all of these things. We have a caller online. Good night.
Hey, Sean, good night.
Good night, bro.
What's up, what's up?
I'm good, man. You go right ahead.
Just first of all, I would like to say we have a fallen soldier who will be burying tomorrow. That is Alan Joseph in Maran St. John's.
Mm-hmm.
He was a diehard, and I tell you diehard. You understand? I could remember when he was in opposition in 2019, CC, and we used to hold meeting. I was in charge of the group that time in PD1. And you say, Brother Clive, I do anything for NNP. That man is to take his house and to facilitate us. When he find a lot of us involved, he make seat and thing on the downstairs, and he accommodate us. That was his real party. And I just couldn't remember when he was alive in 1995. That was the first time I was voting, and he said, Brother Clive, who you voting for, boy? That's the first time. I say, well, NNP. He said, by watch, if you voting for we want to give Albert Forsyth some votes, by, because he do a couple of things to man.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was Albert Forsyth campaign manager. So I say, okay, I was kind of young, naive, I think, so he influenced me. A day I voted for Forsyth, about 17 of us I voted for Forsyth. The same campaign manager who was Sam Brown voted for NNP now. So you see me, from 1999, I say, you see me, nobody can tell me who to vote for.
So the man convinced you one way and he do otherwise?
The man convinced me to vote for NNP, for Albert Forsyth, because he was running independent. When 17 of us go and vote for the man, genuinely vote for the man. Sam Brown could vote for NNP. By watch, Forsyth could have Forsyth ball, Forsyth say, that's Sam Brown to me. Yes.
All
so
right,
he
my
will
brother.
be laid to rest tomorrow. Yes. And one other announcement again, understand Alvin Dabro will be having a meeting by the Nutmeg Pool in Guab. I think either next week Wednesday and next week Thursday. I think post up the post and the
Talking point chat. Yeah.
So
I've seen it. I just wanted to confirm the time before I said anything. That's what I've got. I know there was no.
I think it's 6.
No, I know the time that they have on it, but I think they may adjust it. I'm not sure, so that's why I was waiting to confirm before I went with it.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'm aware. I saw it.
Okay. Yes. So.
But that's good.
So we want to be by the pool next week. So we're saying east, west, north, south. Guav is the place to be next week.
All right. And West Coast and St. Patrick's joining up.
Of course. Let it come down. Yeah, we want to hot up Guav.
All right.
Because Guav is suffering. Guav, they don't hear. And the minister is nowhere to be found. Only when somebody do something, you go go in the police station and
No, but listen, if you want to find your minister, it's very easy, make a call to Dubai. That's where all of them go in.
I understand. But
And
you
these
see, thing is,
days,
you got to be a long collect calls.
no.
Next thing you have to have money to make a long collect
Yeah,
call to
WhatsApp.
Dubai.
WhatsApp. You could make a WhatsApp call, man.
Oh,
This
so
2023.
Dubai taking WhatsApp call too.
Yeah, man, this 2023, man. You're calling any part of the world WhatsApp. All right, my brother. Thank you so very much.
Well, anyway, have a good night. And
All
just
right.
remember to the people in Maran and St. Max, even Guelph, Alan Joseph, also known as Sam Brown, will be burying tomorrow at the Guelph Pentecostal Church.
All right, brother.
Okay.
Thank you so very much. All right. And I think we have another caller that was... Oh, boy, yeah. I think we have another caller that was kind of cute there. Yeah, the ringtone, all kind of thing. Oh, yeah, it's still there, boy. We're trying to connect to the other caller. While we try to connect to that caller, just to let you all know, in relation to DJ Chemist, his funeral service is being held, as I said, tomorrow from 12 noon. The memorial service will be at the Grenville Pentecostal Lighthouse Church, St. Andrew, and interment at the Grand Brass Cemetery. All right, no flowers. Instead of flowers, they will be taking a donation for the oncology hospital in Cuba. All right, so that is DJ Chemist, also known as Preston Peters, right, of Moya St. Andrew. He will be laid to rest tomorrow. That is with DJ. Yeah, that's the man that used to hot up the place and have all your dancing and rally and all kind of thing. Yeah, if you're not dancing here, you're crying when he say, I can't even walk without you holding. That's the man who used to be busting the tune and thing all the time. Yeah, that's the man who used to play, we can't sit down, sit down, sit down. That's the man who used to be playing everything. All right, so he will be put to rest tomorrow. Interment at the Grand Brass Cemetery and the memorial service from 12 noon at the Grenville Pentecostal Lighthouse Church, St. Andrew. I believe that's the one down close to the terminal. Somebody could tell me if I'm wrong. I believe that's the church that's close to the bus terminal itself. So anybody who know that I'm saying something wrong or if I'm saying it right, let me know. All right, 440-7377. Let me see if I could get back the call out. Try to call us on the WhatsApp. 440-7377. That's the number for you to call us. Or 347-329-3101. You can also call us there. We have a call online. Good night.
Yeah, good night, Brother Sheldon.
Hey, how you doing, sir?
Yeah, I'm okay, man. Okay, Brother Sheldon.
Yeah, go right ahead, man.
Yeah, Brother Sheldon, I remember in 2008, okay, when NDC was governing, they used to pass up in hospital, the supporters, and it would laugh at the steel structure that was up there and say to the NNP, what was NNP leave for them, right? And it takes NNP back in government to build that new wing. And it looked like everything that NNP did, the NDC want to take credit for. I believe now they want to take credit for the polyclinic that is properly constructed in St. John. They want to take credit for that. But I remember again, Brother Sheldon, the punishment the people of St. John went through under NDC government. Right? How they treat Mr. Church. And because of Mr. Church, they punished the people of St. John. The money that they had put aside was to construct the certain medical police in St. John. They lost the money. So you see, quite concerned to do with health. NDC never interested in things health. Even right now, the PRO, who's the spokesman for NDC, remember when you were building that thing going by the hospital already?
Police, it was at the police tailor shop.
Yeah.
When you're going up on your right hand side, the police tailor shop.
Right there. Who was the person that was constructing that? Not the same terrifier?
Well, they say in politics here, no permanent enemies and no permanent friends. So I don't know. They say no permanent friends and no permanent enemies. So.
Yeah. I'm very sure when you take a look at it again, in 2008, they had this NDC in government, the same problem with medication. The father and grandfather have a problem. Come again, the children have the same problem with medication. I'm very sure when they go through these different medical stations, there's a problem for medication. Just a common, simple thing to get to do some dressing on the food. You cannot get it. I went in town today to get some medication, and when I give the money, the person told me what is the price. I go take what the money. I say forget it. But I say I will take, but I take the medication and then forget the money. They always better to have it there than you don't have it, because everything now gone up. Everything gonna be up and up and up. That's just how the government flying and Mr. Flying, just so the cost of living going up. Everything up, everything up. Like I don't know which one trying the cost of medication, cost of good in the shop, and the government traveling. I don't know if I want to see who is higher and higher, who is even closer. So brother Sheldon, have a blessed night.
All right, bro. Yes, indeed. 440-7377. That's a 440-7377. And somebody tell me, yes, I correct. That is where the church day. Right down before the old church. Right around by the old. You're right. Okay. That is right around by the terminal itself. The Grenville bus terminal. Good. All right. So that will be taking place tomorrow. I am not sure I will be able to make it. I am hoping that I am. If anybody going up from town. Yeah, and you could be back down in time for me to organize to get to do the program. Yeah, all you contact me and let me know now. Yeah, all you know I need a little ride to go up and die DJ Chemist. You know. I ain't really want to miss that one at all. Seriously, I don't want to miss that one. And we have a call online. Good night.
Sheldon, I'm just sorry to call back, but a young lady
Go ahead.
from Tivoli, her name is Bonadette.
Yeah.
She asked me to ask, she said she would message you, but she asked me to throw that for her tonight. The NNP branch in Tivoli, they're having a barbecue lunch on the, I think it's on the 25th of November.
Okay.
She lives pick it by me, $15 for one. So she asked I could show it out all the time for her, please.
No problem at all.
Miss Bonadette. So Miss Bonadette, I know you're listening. Call Sheldon and explain it to him for me, please. Call him now and explain the right time and everything for him for me, please.
Tivoli people don't know how to find me. Well, I'll lose my ranks.
Miss Bonadette, she will call you.
All right.
And KB, good night.
Oh, Miss Bonadette, I know you're talking about. Okay. I know you're talking about.
A black lady.
Yes, I know you're talking about very well.
She's ready from Happy Hill, but she married to a man of this.
Yes,
right?
I know who.
And let them know, Mr. Scott, before I go, let the people know that I have a few more jerseys. All you come and support Talking Point. Everybody tune in. Get for your brother, get for your cousin, get for your uncle. Because I want all to sell. And I have Asham. And I have local cocoa. I really need the support with the cocoa and the Asham.
Kami.
And the jerseys.
I see your coconut oil too.
And I have coconut oil, yes.
I see you have some nice bottle of coconut oil.
Bottle of coconut oil.
I have to check you out with the coconut oil.
Anybody want to sell in America? In America, come and buy a jersey, come and buy a bottle of coconut oil and some local cocoa. Send the whole family in America. Have a good night, Grenada. That is just Miss Cammy. That's how I speak. I'm not afraid to say because I'm going through a rough time right now. Okay? Bye-bye. Good night.
All right, Cammy.
I'm drinking a cup of Bushino.
That's the right thing. 440-7377. And I think I missed a call on the, I think I missed a call on the WhatsApp. Let's see if we get back that individual on the WhatsApp. And folks, the St. Patrick West Women's Arm, they have the barbecue luncheon. That's taking place next week, Friday, the 17th of November on Glebe Street, the party office at Glebe Street, Soter, St. Patrick. For tickets, call 435-4523 and 533-4384. We have a caller online. Good night. Hello. Hello? Okay, well, we lost that one. All right, so they have fish, $15, pork, $15, chicken, $12. That's the St. Patrick West Women's Arm. They've got their barbecue luncheon, and that's taking place next week, Friday. I assume they'll be starting somewhere around 11 or so at the party office, Glebe Street, Soter. Good night to you, Mr. Victor Philip. Yeah, I hope you're having a wonderful night, bro. So for folks, for tickets for that, you could call 435-4523 and 533-4384. And you get your tickets for that. And remember as well, Cathy, send back the thing for the barbecue luncheon and thing. Send back the thing for the send it. And I know they have the oil down. Let me see the oil down thing this week there. Who is having that one? Let me see. Yes, there's supposed to be one for oil down in Brooklyn this week. I'm looking for it, and for some reason I'm not seeing it. Yeah, so one of you send the oil down one and send the one for the fish for me. All right, yes, send them for me so I can have that and we can announce it. 440-7377. It is now 9:26. We have roughly 34 minutes remaining on tonight's program. So 440-7377. One thing that came across as well, listening to the report by the Ministry of Health today, was the constant reference to lack of staff. That a lot of staff were taking R&R. Yeah, either resigning or retirement, R&R. Yeah, all through. Pharmaceutical was complaining about that, and other departments were complaining about the same thing. Yeah, they were complaining about R&R. Yeah, resign and retire. Yeah, a lot of them was just resign or retire throughout the Ministry of Health, and that's a concern. We've got a call online. Good night.
Good night, Sharon Scott.
Hey, good night, sir. How are you?
Yeah, bye. Cool.
All right, go right ahead, man.
What we have for next month again?
As regards, you mean the next engagement, the party?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it is like
we will put that information out when everything is confirmed, my brother. We'll ensure that you get that information when everything is confirmed.
Okay. And tell me, come here and your t-shirt.
Well, you know, what were you trying to pull on Eddie? You know, Miss Cammy is better than nearly everybody else, day. You're passing right. You're passing right in front of her.
Good name is Cammy.
Don't try that. If you want it for real, you know where to find her. Don't try that one on me, on Eddie. Okay, bro.
Yeah.
All right, bless. All right. Yes, indeed. 440-7377. Let me see here. Oh boy, I missed that call. 440-7377. That's the number you can call to get on to the inside. I think I have another caller here. Let me just make sure. Right. Yes. Hello. Good night. Hello.
Hey, good night, Sheldon. How you doing?
Hey, I'm fine, bro.
Right. Good night, Talking Points crew. Sheldon, you know me. I just have my thought provoking every day. All right, here is one now. So, this morning, and tell me if I'm wrong. I know if I'm dumb, if I'm stupid, if I'm thinking wrong.
Tell me if you're wrong. Okay, I know what you say it, but you're wrong.
Right.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
There are two main political parties in Grenada, NNP and NDC, right? Wrong, right? Which one? Am I?
No, you're correct. Yeah, go ahead.
Right. The NDC has a executive, which includes a PRO. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Wrong or right?
Yeah, you're correct.
I'm
yeah.
wrong?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Right. Listen where I'm going. The PRO of said NDC party happens to be an ambassador for diaspora affairs. Right? What I want to ask...
Hold on. You got it slightly wrong. The PRO is the ambassador in relation to the creative arts and that sort of thing. The deputy PRO is diaspora affairs. He's the deputy PRO. Yeah, right.
Well,
nice.
him.
Yeah, we have.
Right,
you know, we like to be straight with what we're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. No, but I'm coming there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there was a program this morning, and they were hosting, based on that particular media entity, they were hosting the government side.
Mm-hmm.
So what I want to know, the government in power does not recommend the Constitution does not recognize party. My question is, why is the PRO of that particular party
Deputy PRO.
Deputy PRO.
Deputy PRO. And in this case, they do hold a governmental position because they are an ambassador for diaspora affairs. So they can appear during the government time. If it's time allotted to the NDC, he could appear. If he was not holding any government portfolio, he could not appear during that period of time if it's strictly just for the government. So it's a ticklish one.
Right.
In my view, it's a ticklish one. Yeah.
Right. So this might boil some bubbles, right? I saw a delegation that left Grenada, well, not left Grenada, came to Grenada on what they call an inaugural trip from Boston.
Mm-hmm.
And you know where I'm going with that? Because everybody on that trip had or have a position, probably from out there and here. But there was one person that was on that trip, and I'm asking the question, who paid for that individual? I need the government, the Minister of Finance, the one Minister 84, who always, the Minister of Finance, who seems to be allegedly in all kind of calamities. And when the Prime Minister, who was then Minister of Finance, said that drivers were given what they get them $2,000 for a travel allowance, when they were saying that former ministers of the past administration was taking gas and going with all kind of bottles. I want to know who paid for that individual, because that individual, like it or not, is not a government official. He's not nobody important to me. I want to know who sanctioned that and why. That is my question, because taxpayers' money is involved. I'm still awaiting that. And to the PRO of a certain union, I'm asking the question. I know the question why, but I'm telling the president of the union, watch your back. Talking points, have a good night. Think about it.
All right, my brother. 4407377. That's 4407377. That's the number. Yeah, that's the number for you. Yeah, to call and get onto talking points tonight. Yes, indeed it is. All right. 440-7377-347-329-3101. Those are the numbers for you to call and get on to the inside of tonight's program. Yeah? And, people could, I don't know what portfolio an individual would have held to make that trip. What I could say is this. I find it difficult to understand. Well, I'll come back to that. We have a caller online. Good night. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, good night. You're live. Go right ahead.
Good night.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I was listening to the gentleman that was asking the question about who sanctioned everything and about the $2,000 and the PM and every stuff. But my question for the whole matter, since we was talking last night, was that right about now, I realized NDC starting to have a tail between their leg. Because, as I said it last night, every time when certain things coming up, they're looking to do certain actions. Alright? Because, just as I message you and I tell you, well, look, we have a meeting and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, you're ready to have that meeting. And when we was organizing meeting and we was saying, well, when this happening, how it happening, he gave us a time, it never happened, how much months pass. All of a sudden now, cabinet getting ready to come up again. You're ready to go and say, well, this is what you do and this is how you put it out and everything. No.
Mm-hmm.
Something not adding up. As I say, like somebody about to lose their job or something.
No, that gives me the impression that individual at this point in time is in danger of being fired or transferred, and as such they're trying to give the impression that they're doing a lot or they've been doing things.
Well, I find like how they're going right now, I find it's best they just sign the resignation and just hand it up one time, because it don't make sense. Because the way I see things going, it do not make any sense, Sheldon. None. Because look at the health system. They have this meeting today. You know, they have this live stream with the health officials and everything, saying what they're looking to do, all the shut our staff and all kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They know the reason why they shut our staff. You're putting pressure on the workers. You know, if you know, really and truly, that's how I always say it. If I'm working for you, you treating me proper, I will treat you 3 times better. Once you treating me proper, I will treat you 3 times better. All right? But the second you starting to put me down, instead of lifting me up and up, well, we have a problem. I will just tell you, well, bye. Simple. And then you go have to stay in your mess for yourself. But if you treat Grenadian people with respect and with the acknowledgement that, look, okay, all they can do this, all they can do that, and we behind all the 100%, instead of all they thinking about all this self, and everything is about all this self. Because I know for surety, when NMP was in power, I never hear the thing about themselves. I know the thing about the Grenadian people. But every minute is about themselves with NDC, over and over and over and over, making themselves look good. It's not about making yourself look good. It's about making your country better for your citizens to prosper. And if you can't do that, well, I mean, you fail already.
Mm-hmm.
Because you say you're doing certain things, it ain't happening. People would be getting more jobs and stuff. It ain't happening. The amount of people you're saying that is off the streets and they employed, well, I find like I passing on the road regular and I seen a lot of stray cats. You understand? Real stray cats and real stray dogs.
Well, today...
I don't seen all the...
Today...
I ain't seen them inside the kennel and thing.
Well, today during the press conference, they said that they do have rabies medication. They say they don't know where that's coming from. No, I'm saying they said reality versus theory and words is a totally different thing. Eh? So they say they do have rabies medication. So the people who having the little incident with the mongoose and dog and thing, they say they have rabies medication. So go right ahead. Yeah. But anyway, go ahead, brother. Yeah. Just what I'd put that there. Since you went on to cats.
Oh, God. Because on a serious note, children, every minute they always putting out this thing saying that, okay, they're looking for ideas to help out the youths in the country. Come up with job ideas. Come up with business ideas. Okay, people coming up with that. You bring out a program. People finally accomplish it, start their own small little business. And then you come telling man about, oh, they have to pay tax and pay this. I know for surety when you start a small business, if the money that you're collecting don't reach that a certain amount, you don't have to pay tax. Understand?
Of course, but remember, they now
you don't get a loan and stuff.
Yeah, the person didn't even get a loan. That's the problem.
That's the thing. If you don't get a loan, the business don't even fully like up and running. You understand? So you have to wait until you can make up the money to start a business. That might take you about another 2 or 1 year. And during that 2 and 1 year, you have to be paying taxes. And that don't make sense.
Well, what folks... no, let me say, though, folks who are in that situation, what they need to do is simply write a letter to the Inland Revenue Department and let them know that, hey, the business is non-existent. I was not successful with the loan. And as such, the business is non-existent, etc., etc., etc. They just have to craft a letter and write to them. And that would take care of that issue. But for it to happen in the first place says a lot. Shows what the intention in a lot of things were. Yeah?
Well, they're looking for money. That's what they're looking for. And I seen that straight point blank.
But who?
They're looking for money.
in all that they've been doing, have you seen any measures that are taking money from people who are in the upper echelon of Grenada's society economically? In other words, Grenada has several people who are multi-millionaires. Have you seen any measure that has been taken by this administration that is going to negatively affect their bank balance? Or everything you see positively affecting their bank balance, but the middle income earners and the low income earners, it's going to affect them? Because when the barber has to pay a tax on a monthly basis and he had to pay this and he had to pay that, what was $10 or $15 or $20 going to 20 and 25 and that kind of thing instead? So the prices are going to change, and who's going to have to pay it? Me and you. Yeah? The hairdresser that might have charged a 50 might decide she had to go to a 70 according to what it is that they're doing. So it is going to affect the lower echelon, the people who really don't have it already and who facing the higher water rate and going to face the higher electricity rates, etc. The people who are facing all of that are the same people that are going to have to face these things on that level as well. Yeah?
But if you're on, but where we see it going, Sheldon, is that right now, and they had it on news a couple months back, where business owners were saying it happen, sooner or later they're going to have to shut down. Because certain things are not coming their way. They have to raise prices, and when they raise the prices, customers are not coming, and customers don't have this, and they can't get that anymore. The prices of the products gone up, and they can only buy this amount of products. They can't buy all the products as how they used to do before, and it's kind of difficult for them. And some places are already closed down already. Mm-hmm. You understand? Some people already give up.
No, there are quite a few small businesses. There are quite a few small businesses that have closed. Quite a few.
Yes, and when you really check it out, you ever see the big businesses and them close? No, they don't closing. It don't affecting them.
Yeah, it's rough. What a lot of people are going through business wise. And remember, when the businesses close, who going home? The cleaners who no longer have the job to do the cleaning, the cashiers, the people who are working in other positions within the security. All of these people go home. And yet still, with that happening, you have these people saying that how unemployment going down.
Well, remember, Sheldon, that right now, anybody that getting anything right now, they're looking for that person to do this and do that. You're supposed to be hired for A alone. Right now, if they send home the janitor, and you come and work and use the cashier, if you have no customers, or use the person on the floor attending to customers and you have no customers, all right, you got to go and get a broom and a mop and see what you could do. Use janitor for the day. Well, when your work done, you have to go and clean up.
My friend, that's similar to what we're hearing happening with the nurses at the hospital now, where one nurse is saying that, hey, they're being asked to do laundry. I did hear them speak today about relocation of laundry services and so on. So I did hear that being said today, that they relocated laundry services, etc., etc., etc. So at least we know that there seems to be an element of truth to that. And the nurse wouldn't just lie and say they're asking them to do that unless they're asking them to do it. Yeah? Because there is a laundry service at the general hospital. So there are several things going on, and we need to keep an eye on it. We need to continue speaking about it. There are things that I've spoken about in the last couple months that I have not revisited, but I will be revisiting over the next couple programs. I will be revisiting several things that I've spoken about over the past few weeks, past few months. We have not revisited the issue, for instance, of the toxic waste through Caribbean waters. We haven't revisited that issue. If they think that I will ever leave the issue of the Kimpton Kawana facility and the fact that a company that spent 18 million EC got 22 million US, if they think they'll ever leave that alone, they've got something else coming. So there are several things that we have to revisit and that we have to speak about and we have to expand on, that we will be doing over the next few programs. Yeah?
Well, yeah, that sounds great. Because I would love for other Grenadian members and Grenadian people to actually come out and say what they have to say and bring out their views. Don't hold anything back. Say it plain out. You know you're in distress. You know what's going on. Please put it out. Don't hide it. Because if you hide it and nobody don't know, When last minute come, that when you want to come and talk about it, no, talk about it now. Let them hear that you're talking about it. Let them understand, okay, we're going through distress. We're going through tribulations. All right? Right now, people are really grinding, and they can't sleep.
Mm-hmm.
All right? Yeah, people right now, trust me, I doubt they even gain a full night's sleep, because right now, as they reach home, be dressed and gone. When they reach back again, take an hour, be dressed and gone again. Understand? Right now, things are getting so tight. It's like the 2 jobs they're working is still not enough. They are going to do a third one. They are going to do like a panquai. When they reach home again, they're sick. They are going to fight it when they're sick. They're going to fall long. They end up in hospital, all kind of thing. Trust me, the way things are going right now, no, Sheldon, no.
My brother,
Grenadians had to do better than that.
My brother, we'll chat tomorrow night again.
Yes.
All right.
Yes,
Thank you so very much for your call.
Man.
All right.
I'll tell you what go on in the meeting, man. Don't worry yourself, man.
Yes, man. I'm waiting to hear. All right.
Yeah, man. I'll tell you, man.
All right. Blessings.
Keep cool.
All right. Folks, yes, indeed. And there will be a series of meetings. The new National Party is having a series of meetings, different locations around the island over the next few weeks. Tomorrow night, I will be giving you a rundown of each of the meetings. Yes, there's one in St. John next week. So we will be giving you information in relation to that meeting and the other meetings. So whichever one close by you or whichever one you can reach to, you want to head on out and hear. Because there are many things that we need to speak on and we need to speak about. Yeah? And we need to interact and speak about. So the new National Party will be having that series of meetings. From tomorrow night, I'll let you know exactly. I know the first one is in St. John. So St. John, people get ready. The first one is in St. John next week. And let me just double check my info that I have in relation to that. That one for St. John. Let me see. So St. John is the next Thursday. That's November the 16th. Yeah, November the 16th. From 6:30 to 9 p.m. The meeting will take place in front of the Nutmeg Pool. All right. So the new National Party will be having that meeting next week, Thursday. All right. And then there is going to be another one, St. Mark, coming to you on the 23rd of November. That'll be taking place at Hero Square in Victoria, St. Mark. And St. George Northwest coming your way on Thursday, November the 30th. And that would be in Beaujeu. All right, nice. So, yeah, so those 3 meetings, are coming up. 440-7377. That's 440-7377. Let me just make sure. I need to clear the line. Right. 440-7377 and 347-329-3101. And someone is saying that the NDC is depriving the people of River Road from using the only community center that they have by giving it to the fire victims of Jean Anglais to dwell instead of renting homes for these families. They are there in the community center well over 3 weeks now. Now, I know of that situation. I know that the families, some of the people who were staying in Jean Anglais, that fire uprooted from Jean Anglais, they are now there. I would like to make a suggestion. I'd like to make a suggestion. Instead of depriving the people, especially coming up to Christmas, when they usually have their various activities and so on, they would utilize the community center for those activities coming up for the Christmas season, and then straight from Christmas you're going into Independence and so on. Why didn't they utilize a facility in the south of the island, for instance, where they were putting people during COVID at the SGU facility? Why have they not been utilizing there, where they already have rooms and beds and everything there, that they could have utilized that facility, which is also in the constituency that the individuals come from, that they could have utilized that facility for these individuals. There's quite a few of them. Instead of taking them out of the constituency totally and bringing them over into River Road and just basically plumping them down in the community center. I thought that the better idea would have been to place them in somewhere like that facility down in Grandans, down in Montrouge there, where SGU had the dormitories and so, that they could be placed there. But maybe I stupid and them smart, so I don't know. 440-7377, 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get onto the inside, folks. Don't forget, tomorrow, Simon Says, that starts at 5 p.m. with Miss Jenny Simon. Remember to pay attention. Nice? Good. Yeah, and those of you, my good friends, my friends in the beauty industry, the nurses and, not the nurses, not, we have a call online. Good night.
Good night, Sheldon.
Good night, my dear.
Before the election, people houses had burned. In particular, you had a lady house that burned in the valley, right? Andy and Sanford Simon, they used to be running to build houses. I thought by now these people are Janangbi. 4 people, 4 houses.
19
right?
people or 21 people or something like that.
I thought by now they would have built a house. Now they're in office. I thought by now Andy would have built a house. Before election, he was running to build houses that get burned. So I thought by now he'd get Sanford Simon to run and build them house, how he used to accustom running and build them.
You're gone? I see it now starting up. Well, the caller is making a valid point, because I do remember that it was a race to build back a house. Was a race. Let's see, and you see they go up there and the videotape and the streaming live, the building house. Oh, they putting down pillar thing, they doing house and thing. Now it seems as though, well, maybe they find, because look, I've got a message here from a lady. She put her name down for road work, and they had her name down as a supervisor. She goes to the office to sign now, and they tell her they're not giving her, and they tell her clearly, plainly, straight up, it's because she's a NNP, that she's not getting the job. Yeah? They tell her straight up it's because she's a new National Party supporter. They're not giving her the job. These are the same people that used to be cussing and saying all kind of things about that. Yeah? These are the same people that were cussing people and saying all kind of things. Oh, all they're doing this, all they're doing that. Now, they're refusing people simple things as road work. Simple things as that. They're refusing them because they're saying, you're an NNP supporter. Yeah? No, don't worry. Longest rope have an end. Every prayer have a amen. Yeah? Right. So, as I said earlier too, when it comes to the various departments within the Ministry of Health, one of the constant stories you were hearing there were problems in relation to staffing, that they were trying to fix some of the staffing problems, but it was seriously affecting some departments because, again, they were taking the R&R, resignation and retirement. That was going left, right, center, yeah, lap and cut. R&R, resignation, retirement. So people are leaving. We're seeing the same thing taking place within the Royal Grenada Police Force. Many folks have made their time, so they're taking the R or the R&R. Yeah, retirement and resignation. That is what's taking place in those departments. And you have to think now, how do we deal with situations like that? Now, folks, I was saying earlier that there were 2 activities. I want to get the activities out to you. The New National Party New York chapter, they've got the Oil Down and Old Talk taking place this Saturday. So those of you in New York and close enough to reach in New York, that is taking place Oil Down and Old Talk, right? Just $25. I think that's just for the plates of food, and I think that's for the drinks and things. But anyhow, that's this Saturday, 12 p.m. until it's taking place at 535 East 19th Street between Newkirk and Ditmas. All right, so that's 535 East 19th Street between Newkirk and Ditmas. So for those of you in New York, you can head on out to that activity. And remember as well, the Carriacou and Petit Martinique New York chapter of the New National Party, they've got their fish fry fundraiser. And that's taking place on the 18th of November. That's next week Saturday, not this Saturday, as in a few days. No, that is next week Saturday. They've got the fish fry fundraiser. Yeah, tying up, trying to tap my tongue. Nearly catch me. Right? Music by DJ Gemini. 12 p.m. until you can contact Nisha at 347-683-9999. 1997. Jacinta at 917-615-4918 or Wilson at 917-754-1319. Let me give that one again. 917-754-1319. Right? They've got a solid bar. And that one is taking place at 302 East 91st Street, Brooklyn, New York, 11212 between Lenox and Clarkson. All right? So looking out for those two activities. Listen here, all come up and thing. I could come up on the I could come up on the Friday and come back down the Sunday. Yeah. One caller earlier asked a question in relation to, let me take this call and I'll get back to that one. Hello, good night.
Shalom.
Hi, good night, caller.
Good night.
Yes, sir.
What really going on the tennis court in Granans? Stanford China building a basement in the bottom of it all.
Well, I saw a cement truck there. Was it ending of last week or earlier this week? But sometime within the last week, I've seen a cement truck pouring cement there and one or two other things. So I've got no idea if they're doing an expansion, a development. I don't know. But something taking place.
But I don't understand. You know how long that's going on? And Stanford just coming and going on phone and sitting. And then you have two people just sitting down like if they're guarding something. No man, something wrong. Tell me something. The houses, the Chinese houses, and they're supposed to have houses remaining for fire victims and things?
Yes, they do. I think they did mention at one of the press conferences that they kept back, I think, as much as 60 or so, because it's like a 5 here, a 20 there, different things like that. They've kept back some. So in the case of a fire victim, they can stay there for a few months while they get themselves on their feet.
But why you take people and put in the community center in River Road? Why don't give these people the houses so they can stay until they
You want my honest opinion, brother? It's because they see these people as nobody.
Well, I don't understand.
No, I'm telling you, they see these people, my brother, as nobody. That's why they would do that, something like that. Just take them and plump them in River Road. Yeah?
You don't understand, but all right. Good night.
Okay, brother. Yeah, because I could assure you, if it was people at a different level, they wouldn't just take them and plump them in the community center in River Road. I would think, hey, you have dormitories in the south of the island where the individuals are from, that you could have placed the individuals, even if you say, okay, we're placing you here for 3 months, we're placing you here for 4 months, you could have placed them in that facility because the facility is empty, it's just there. That's why it was used during the COVID time. So you place them there, you give them responsibility, say you keep the area clean, etc., etc., etc. And in the interim, you work on assisting them to get back a home. Yeah? So you could have given them a few months and so to get back their home. All right? 440-7377. Oh, we're nearly out of time. We're nearly out of time. All right? But on one question that a caller asked, they were asking about who okayed who to go on the flight and thing. I am not so interested in who went on the flight as to why the Grenada Tourism Authority were not given some seats on that flight. I would think, rather than try to bring your totally political people and other people that have no consequence to utilizing that flight for the proper reason, that an invitation would have been given to the Grenada Hotel Association so that the Hotel Association, 3 or 4 members, may have made use of that flight to engage with their source market. In other words, to go and find the people who want to come to Grenada, to go and speak with the travel agents in places like Boston and so on, so that they could have ensured that that flight is filled with people coming back to Grenada instead of just trying to bring somebody who they believe they owe something. So they get that person a blind. That person get a trip. They get a blind on a plane. Yeah? But what is the benefit that they are bringing back? So me and Turali business were to go on the flight, you know. I am more interested in knowing why. Because in one instance, I heard that one particular facility ended up having to contact and pay for their person to go onto that flight to go to what is obviously their source market and speak to the people over there and come back on the flight. They had to pay. Meanwhile, other people get a blind. People who are bringing hundreds of thousands of dollars, probably even millions over a period of time into Grenada by going on that flight were denied the opportunity when other people whose claim to fame is just blabbing them out were given the opportunity to fly for free. Folks, that's all the time we have for Talking Points tonight. It's been wonderful being here with you. In everything you say and do it safe and secure. Want to be speaking to and with you and not about you. I am out of here. Remember, Simon Says tomorrow. And also remember at 12 tomorrow, you've got Mr. Pierre with his program. Yeah, you've got Mr. Pierre with his program. Then you've got Jenny Simon tomorrow at 5 on YouTube and Facebook. You've got Simon Says. And then you've got Prince with his program from roughly 6 p.m. He starts his program. That's the classroom. And then Talking Points, our final program for the week, God's willing, will be taking place tomorrow night from 8 p.m. So, folks, that's all the time we have for Talking Points tonight. Remember, to those of you going out tomorrow to the funeral of DJ Chemist, you remember it's a church down by the bus terminal. Several people message and say, Sheldon, you have it right. Down by the bus terminal there. All right, that's the one. So, looking forward to seeing you all. If I do get to come up, and if I come up, I can't stay up. Know that I come, I show a face, and I'm gone. Because I can't stay up. All right, that's all the time we have for Talking Points tonight. It's been wonderful being here with you. I am out.
Search me, oh God, and know my heart. I pray, try me, oh Savior, know. See if there be some wicked ways in me. Cleanse me from every sin and set me free. Oh, if you are a leader and you lead